Today's video is going to show you one of the new features that Canvas has rolled out in the Canvas Commons, which is the ability to preview lessons, modules, units, quizzes, pages, assignments, things like that inside of the Commons. So obviously in the past, you used to have to import lessons and modules from the Commons into a Sandbox course in order to preview it. They've since done away with that. And while I'm on this page as well, there's also a new tab that they've added up here at the top, which is the ability to favorite things. So this is kind of maybe something that you might use like to come back to later. So you're like, oh, okay, I found something kind of cool, or or you're looking for a variety of resources. You can just favorite them, and then they're kind of easier to find later. So I'll show you that as well. And for the purposes of this, I've already added a couple things to my favorites, so that way I can find them quickly for you now. So if I click on the favorites button, you can see that I've clicked on both of these as a favorite lesson so far. I'm going to go ahead and go to this Great Depression and New Deal module. That's what these mean. You can see the icons as well. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. And you can see right away that over here on the left-hand side, there's a preview. So you can see it's one module. This module contains 5 assignments, 12 pages, and 7 quizzes. Okay, so I'm actually viewing the module right now. You can tell that I'm viewing the module. So as I scroll down, this is a page. Obviously, I can tell by the icon. This is a quiz. This is another page, quiz, and you can see, and I can actually look at these individual things. I can say, okay, there's a quiz on laissez-faire. What are the questions? I can look. I can actually even preview the questions. Kind of have to do some scrolling here. So it looks like it has 2 multiple choice questions and then also an essay question. So I can take a look at that. If I click the back arrow, it just takes me back to where I was in the preview. You can see that I can click on any number of these things. I can explain the impact of weather on the economic depression. So this is kind of written as a learning target. I'm like, oh, let's check that out. Okay, so it looks like they have some stuff about the Dust Bowl, some pictures. It looks like an article and some things like that. Another video that they've linked into it, evidently. Okay, so if this is something that it looks like I might want to check out, I can go ahead and do. I can just click here too on assignments. Okay, so it looks like they have some assignments. Looks like they're not worth any points, but I can always adjust that later. They have some assignments on some of the different aspects of the New Deal. Okay, so I'll check out this New Deal political cartoon. Looks like FDR and Uncle Sam there in Congress. And it looks like they just have some questions here, which you could easily put into an assignment and have the kids answer. In any case, if this was a module that I really wanted, I could come over here, click on the import download. I'll go ahead and do that. Then I can decide what class I want to put this in. For the purposes of this, I'm not going to actually choose one, but if I was, I would go ahead and put it in my Sandbox course. But at least this is something that allows you to preview it. The other thing too, in order to actually add something to the favorites, you can see this says remove because it already is in my favorites. If you wanted to add a lesson or a module to your favorites, this would be where you would click in order to add that in to find it easier in the future. So anyway, this is a really cool feature about Canvas. You still would have the ability, once you imported it, whether it was into a real class or a Sandbox course, to edit, modify, use parts of, different things like that. But this preview tool is very, very nice. That way you don't have to actually put something into your Sandbox, then look at it in order to be able to use it. You can just look at it right here, have an idea if it's something you really want or don't want, and make a decision at that point, as opposed to putting it into your Sandbox course first and making that decision later.